Motorcycle wheels like boom. We know the motorcycle come down. You want to see how fast it is going. No parts running.
So I guess the guy was coming from this direction, and the motorcycle was coming from this direction. So I guess he was in this intersection about to make a left turn. And I don't know if the guy ran the light or the investigating group or whatever. They went like down looking at the houses. The houses have cameras and stuff. The cops apparently also feel like he was coming from this way too. That's a very fast bike too.
Of course.
It's not a
very serious truck 10 on you. Truck 1 right on this.
feet.
Sorry, excuse me.
Uniform 180 West 135, goes to Lennox, Pkwy Boulevard. Positive 6-1 precinct, getting up.
I would almost if I was 7-5 bucks. This 12?
Just the thick pieces, right? We used to line to the rest.
Hey, ma'am, you mentioned you were at the light when this collision occurred. Can you tell us that?
A couple of cars down.
Okay. Did you hear the bang or anything like that?
You heard a loud bang, like you heard
Wow.
the screech, you heard the bang.
When you heard that, what went through your head?
I mean, I knew somebody went down. I didn't know it was that serious.
And did you get out of your vehicle? Did you check out the collision at all?
Eventually, I got out, and when I looked, you kind of knew that it wasn't good because it was a lot of blood.
Wow.
A lot of blood.
Did you see the motorcycle rider?
What do you mean?
The motorcycle rider. Did you see him? Was he on the ground? Was he?
Yeah, he was on the ground.
You mentioned a lot of blood. How was his condition at the time? Was he breathing, alert, conscious? Or anything
Well,
like that?
someone went and touched him, and they said he still had a pulse, like a faint pulse. But you could tell that he wasn't gonna make it because it was a lot of blood. Like the human body can't lose that much blood, and you still live. Like it was obvious.
And tell me about the vehicle involved with the collision. It's a compact SUV.
Yeah, it was a young guy. He was pretty shaken up. Like he was crying. He was like really upset because even though he knew it wasn't his fault, he was hurt that his accident is the result of someone being dead.
So one young male occupant in the vehicle, nobody else.
Nobody else is there.
Did he get out of the vehicle at all?
Yeah, he was standing there. He was upset.
Did you see his airbags deployed?
His airbags are deployed on the
wow.
passenger
He
side.
managed to get out of the vehicle.
Yeah, because the impact was on the passenger side, not the driver's side.
Did he get transported to the hospital?
I don't know. I didn't. When I was last out here, he was still standing on a corner, just crying.
Oh, okay. As a motorcycle rider, he didn't have any passengers. It was just him on the
No,
motorcycle.
it was a young lady on the back of the bike.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and she
what
was
happened?
transported to the hospital almost like immediately.
Okay.
So I don't know. Hopefully she survived.
So the body that you saw just now that they put in the van, that was the male?
That was the male. That
Rider.
was the one who was driving, I guess.
The driver of
you
the
should say.
motorcycle.
Driving the motorcycle.
Okay. And anything else you'd like to add? How often you notice this happening in Brooklyn?
It's strange because I just met someone about 3 weeks ago now. The week before the 4th of July. And a motorcycle went down in front of my car on the Bruckner. And like I'm noticing it more and more and more, and it's really sad. Like it's a sad thing. And this young lady didn't even really know the guy whose bike she was on. And she's like a walking miracle. Like she survived. A lot of people don't walk away from things like this, and it's sad. It's unfortunate.
You mentioned they didn't know each other. He was getting a ride, or
She didn't know the guy that well. She got on the back of his bike. She went down, and he left her in the middle of the Bruckner. So.
Oh, this is a separate accident.
This is a separate accident, but like I said, this was only 3 weeks ago. These bikes are going down every day, and it's really, really sad.
Yeah, we see quite a few of them.
You see a lot of it because a lot of
last week
times
as well.
people don't respect the bikes, but again, these bikes aren't respecting themselves either. They aren't respecting these cars. It works both ways, and it's really sad that another life is lost because people don't underestimate how fast these bikes go. And at the same time, the riders are underestimating whether or not a car is going to take heed to the bike. It's really sad.
You definitely notice them a lot more during the summer as well.
Of course, because this is bike season. You know, anytime the weather starts to break, 60 degrees is good enough to be on a bike, you know. So once temperatures reach 60, 65, it's riding time. It's bike season. Someone that lives in the neighborhood. But yeah, I see this far too much all the time.
Okay.
Like, again, this is my second time coming back to this scene because I just wanted to see, like, what all was going to happen. When it happened, I was at the light, maybe like 5, where that SUV is at, that NYPD Cruiser. That's where I was at when the whole thing happened. And again, it's happening far too much. It's just really sad.
Thanks again.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
I don't want them to have my name.